We have a question here from James Dennis, who is a marine policy analyst, and he asks, why has the US Senate not ratified UNCLOS? And I guess I would tack onto that, what are the prospects for that actually happening?
Plenty of this in the book. The U.S. was there. The U.S. gave as good as it got. UNCLOS is as much a product of U.S. negotiation as anybody. Then the U.S., under the Reagan administration, walked away largely because the Reagan administration decided that the revenue sharing schemes on the deep seabed mining chapters, which were the hardest part to negotiate, that they smacked of socialism. Right? It was purely ideological opposition. Ironically, we then spent 10 years negotiating an addendum. We had an implementing agreement signed in 1994 by the Clinton administration that is effectively a important series of amendments to UNCLOS, even though we don't call them that because the treaty was supposed to be take it or leave it. So we got our way. We took our ball and we went home until they gave us what we wanted, and then we still didn't ratify the thing. The last time there was any real effort, it failed to get to the floor when the George Bush administration tried to bring it. John Kerry, when he was head of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, organized a series of hearings, bipartisan, in which basically everyone under the sun came before the Senate. Admirals, members of Greenpeace and Chevron sitting side by side, everybody arguing that ratification was clearly in the U.S. national interest. They could only find one, the Republican opposition could only find one person to testify against it, and it was I'd call him ideological opponent over at Heritage. But then it fell victim to election year politicking in 2012, and they lost just enough Republicans that couldn't get done. Today, I've run the math, a little bit of it's in the book, although I don't really name them any names, but the fact is that of all the Republicans who were going to support it in 2012, only 3 of them are left. All the others have lost their seats, they're retired, and been replaced by more ideological replacements. So I don't see any future. You would need a significant Democratic supermajority to ratify anything with the word United Nations on it, given the current state of the Republican Party.